just going to give it a minute or two just to see if we've got anyone else joining in. Like my new curtain at my door. How stylish is that? My husband's off this week, so rather than embarrass him when he's walking around with just his pants on, I thought I'd better put a window blocker up. And that's the best thing I could find is an old sheet. Look, how stylish am I? Okay guys, if you've not done Pilates before, don't worry. We'll teach it at all levels, and please work where you feel the most comfortable. Just give it one more minute. Doing paperwork all afternoon, so I'm a bit you know, when you're looking at a screen for a long time, especially if you've not been used to looking at a screen for a while. I mean, I don't mount my paperwork up, but I do wait until there's a good amount. I've been checking emails and replying to emails, but this is like more in-depth stuff that I'm doing today. So yeah, so 3 hours I think I've just done. Managed to eat a piece of cake while I was working. That's just quite impressive. Well, it's not impressive, I do it every time, but yeah. Multitasking. So we will get working. Work where you feel comfortable. If you've got knee problems or back problems, I'm going to give you alternatives all the way through. So it's important you listen to your body and only work at a comfortable level for you. Even if you're used to Pilates, if you do it a lot, don't assume that your body's going to be able to do something, okay? Build it up gradually, because I always look at Pilates like a jigsaw. You've got your breathing, you've got your posture, you've got your balance, you've got your core muscle engagement, and you need all of that to be together to get a full picture to work effectively. And if you miss something out, then you're not going to work effectively. So if you work at a lower level and then progress upwards, you're more likely to work with really good technique. Okay, so we need to warm the body up a little bit first. We're not jumping around, we're just mobilising the body, and then we'll make our way down to the floor. So standing nice and upright, toes and knees point forwards, shoulders down relaxed. Make sure that you're balanced and central. So you're going to rock side to side, forwards and backwards, making sure you've got an even distribution of body weight across both of those feet. You are balanced, you are central. Then I want you to find neutral spine. Tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards, finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable. You've got that natural lordotic curve. You're referring to this as a neutral spine, okay? And I'm going to refer to that all the way through. And all I mean is comfortable back. Core muscles, so the pelvic floor, I've got itchy toes, sorry. The pelvic floor, the muscle from within, the one you'd use to stop mid-flow. Imagine that muscle is attached to a lift. And I want you to draw that muscle up from within all the way as far as it'll go to floor number 10. Take it down to floor number 5. And then down to floor number 3 and leave it there. So you know you're holding it, you can feel it's drawn up, but it's not too uncomfortable. At level 3, 30% engagement, you should be able to maintain it. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on your belt. So you're going to draw that belt into notch number 10, it goes as tight as you can. Out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So again, you've got this mild tension around the centre of the body. Notch number 3, 30%. So keeping the pelvic floor drawn up, keeping the tightened around the middle, keeping the neutral spine in place, we then breathe from our rib cage. And this is called lateral thoracic breathing, okay? Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch, take a deep breath in, open the rib cage and release. Deep breath in and release. Good, one more time, deep breath in, open the ribs and release. Good. Relax those shoulders down. So staying in your upright position. Just got to make sure I don't run over. Set my timer. I'd like you to start pedaling through your feet, one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. And you're also going to allow your shoulders to gently roll back in one direction and the other direction. Place those feet down. Take a big lift up, lengthen, balance, and release. Lift up, balance, and release. One more time. Lift, lengthen, and release. You're going to take a nice big step out to the left, reach up and over, into the middle, reset, and then out the other way. Into the middle, out to the side. Lengthen through your waist, lateral flexion. Goes from one side, and then last time out to this right side, and hold it in the middle. Toes and knees forward, bring the arms up, take a breath in. Breathe out, rotate round. Breathe into return. Breathe out, rotate round. Breathe into return. Try and keep your hips nice and still. So the rotation just comes through your back. You're not moving the waist and the hips and the pelvis. Just through the waist. One more to each side, please. Last one here. Into the center and release. So just take your left foot forward, point your toe. Circle the leg round, lift the knee up and balance. Left foot forward, toe down, circle the leg round, lift the knee and balance. One more time, toe forward, circle round, lift the knee, balance, hold it here. Ankle one way and the other. And place the foot down. Other leg forward, point the toe, circle the leg round, lift the knee and balance. Toe forward. You can of course use the balance, wall for balance if you need to. One more time, all the way round. Hold it, balance. Ankle one way and the other. And place the foot down. Standing towards the back of the mat. Breathe in, place the chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to roll down through your back. Soften your knees. Allow your arms to hang and relax like wet spaghetti. Then when you're ready, breathe in. Breathe out, begin to gently roll up. Rebuild your spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way to top. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down. Soften your knees. Allow the arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, you're going to carefully roll all the way back up. When you get to the top, relax the shoulders. So we're going to be rolling down to come down to the floor, okay? Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin the roll down through the back. And then at your lowest point, you're going to walk your hands forwards and down. Bringing the hands out slightly wider than your chest. Making sure, big piece of fluff on my carpet. Making sure the hands don't slide, okay? On your knees, it's level 1. You're going to breathe in, bring the chest forward and down between those hands. And breathe out to push up. Breathe in to gently lower the body forward and down. Breathe out to push up. Legs can go further. For level 2, hold breath in to lower, hold breath out to lift. And if you want to go all the way, you're coming up on those toes, all the way down and all the way up. So breathe, whole breath in to lower and a whole breath out to come up. Chest is coming down between those hands. It's much slower than a press up you might do in the gym, yeah? But also your breathing is the opposite way round. You're breathing in to lower. In the gym you'd do a press up, you'd breathe out as you lower in as you lift. Opposite way round. I'm going to ask you please for one more here. Then you're going to walk those hands in. Wrists, elbow, shoulder, all in a straight line. Knees underneath the hips. Knees are hips distance apart. Yes, you've got that gap. Breathe in. As you breathe out, push one leg all the way back along the floor. Then breathe in and drag the leg back in. Changing legs. Breathe out, push it away. Breathe in, draw it back in. So as you change from one leg to the other, please make sure you're not allowing the hips to rock or the body to drop to one side. You're central. Breathing out as you lengthen. Also, guys, don't hang your head. Neck in line with the spine. Next option, lengthen, and then you can raise, no higher than the body. Touch the toe down, and then draw it back in. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in to lower and draw it back under. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Strengthening through the core, the lumbar spine. Opposite arm could slide out along the floor. You've got to get the hands and the toes as far as you can without adjusting any other parts of your body. And then your last option, you can raise the opposite arm. Fingers and toes touch down at their furthest points, and then you draw it back in. Keeping your back central and still at all times. Carry on for me. So this is swimming, strengthening for your core and your lumbar spine. You've got to keep your body central and balanced. No leaning, no tilting, no wobbling. Control the movement at the level that you have chosen. Level 1, just push the leg away. Level 2, we're raising it. Toes touch down at the furthest point. Level 3, opposite arm out, but do not raise it. Level 4, arm out, arm and leg raise at the same time. So I'm going to ask you please for one more on each side. Once you've completed those two, you're going to carefully allow yourself to come down, forearms and elbows. You're going to be looking down with your head and neck in line with the spine, looking down between your wrists, okay? Draw the pelvis up, level 1. Lift the knees up, level 2. All you're doing is pulling up through the belly button towards the ceiling, and strengthening across the core and the lumbar spine. Your leg pull, the plank, you may have heard it called, yeah? Level 3, you're coming up on the hands. Now, very often, this will grate on my nerves, because very often, people will have their hands out wider than their body. Should be wrist, elbow, shoulder. And then, you've got to make sure your legs are in line with your body, not out wider. Straight line, not triangle. Hold and breathe. Now, if you begin to shake or wobble, just take a little rest and then come back in. Knees down, level 1. Knees up, level 2. Up on those hands at level 3. I'm going to ask you, please, deep full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths, please. Once you've completed those 2, you're going to carefully lower all the way down onto your front. Hands in the lower back, legs together, point the toes away. Head stays down. Breathe in, breathe out, raise the legs. You've pushed your pelvis down and you've drawn your belly button up. We're going to work the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathe in, breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, you lengthen, but don't lower. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out to kick. Now you could do one leg at a time if you prefer. Try and keep your head down. Pull up through the belly button. Double leg kick. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. And lengthen, yeah? Double leg kick. 2 more times, please. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. When you've done those 2, you're gently going to allow those legs to lower all the way down. Release those arms. Coming back to your level of leg pull. Pelvis up on its own, level 1. Knees up, level 2. On the hands, straight line, level 3. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift one leg, breathe in lower. Level 4. Alternating the leg. When you lift it, don't allow your back to dip or arch. Keep everything else in place. All you're doing is raising the leg, okay? And don't tilt the hips. Hold and breathe. Belly button up. Deep, full breaths from the rib cage. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Then once you've completed your 2, you're going to gently lower and turn over onto one side. You can just see my dog behind the curtain. He started limping today, bless him. I don't know what's going on with him. He's old, but I touched his leg and he nearly bit me, bless him. So, bent legs here is your level 1 and 2. I'm going to go from the beginning, alright? Hoist the rib cage up so you've got an open space underneath the body. Elbow, shoulder, straight line. We don't want the arm too far away. Got to support the shoulder. Rib cage is raised. Now this other arm, you're going to bring it here to the temple. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to rotate forward and down. And as you breathe in, you're going to open back up. Breathe in, rotate forward and down. And then open back up. Now currently, my legs are bent, my hip is down. Next level, lift the hip up off the floor. Breathe out as you rotate. In as you return. I don't know if the camera just picked that noise up, but that was my dog retching, so I'm very sorry if it did, but it made me jump. Breathe out, rotate. Good. And if you want the next level, legs are out straight and then open. Up to you which level. My dog has a condition called larynx paralysis, which means he has to keep retching to be able to breathe. So he's on medication, but he's too old to operate on, so we've kind of got used to it, but when you can't see him and know he's about to do it, it's a bit of like, oh, what's that noise? I'm going to ask you, please, for one more here, and then gently release and lower all the way down onto your side. This is where I hope there's no spiders underneath my computer desk. Resting your head down on your arm, lengthening the body from your fingers all the way down to your toes. And this hand, that is there for your balance. Make sure you are in a straight line, okay? I've had to move my hand because I'm a bit worried in case there is one. I hate spiders. Good, so from here, breathe in, breathe out, raise both legs up without rolling forwards or back. So you're looking straight ahead, lengthen the body, hand is there for balance. Breathe in, breathe out, top leg kicks forward, breathe in and return. Breathe out, top leg kicks backwards, breathe in and return. So top leg is going to come forwards, come back to the middle, start position, and then it's going to go backwards and back to the middle. So we're always going back to where we started. Now there is no set range of movement. You are only going as far as comfortable. You can always take the supporting hand away may find you need to make your movement a bit smaller. Then if you want to go further, both legs, one kicks forward, one kicks backwards. Keep those legs as straight as possible. Point those toes. Breathe out to kick away, in to return. I can hear someone in my kitchen playing with my plates. Just very off-putting. Breathe out as you kick, in as you return. And I'm going to ask you, in your side kick, if your balance is really good, you can take it all the way over. I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths, please. Keep those legs as straight as possible. When you've completed your 2 breaths, legs together, and gently lower them down. Now I'd like to do one more on our side today, and that is going to be our hip circle, which is going to work the joint around the top of the leg, but also work around the top of the leg, around the hip and the bottom. So your bottom leg, you are just going to bend it and tuck it under, and your top leg is going to be nice and straight. However, your toes this time are going to point straight ahead. So the sole of your foot is now facing the wall, okay? Or whatever you're laying here. Someone texts me like, goes, actually it's facing the door, was that okay? Yes, it's okay. Sole of the foot, flat away, toes point forwards. So breathe in, breathe out, lift the leg. Toe forwards, breathe in. As you breathe out, circle from the hip. It's a small, fast movement. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, circle back the other way. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, rotate. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, you can take it away, you can take it over. Now try and make sure the rest of the body isn't rolling around the floor. Also make sure you change the direction after every time you stop. You should be trying to get 5 circles from 1 breath out. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 1 more in each direction. Once you've completed those 2, lowering the leg and giving that hip a little rub if you need to. And then you're going to push yourself to sit. You're going to lengthen your back, shoulders down and relaxed. You're going to breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, so you've got a C-shaped spine, and bring 1 leg up. Knees parallel, arms parallel to the leg. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis under and lower. Breathe out, come up. Without moving the legs or the arms. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out, come all the way up. Breathe in and tilt. So this is the teaser. Breathe out and lift. If you want to go to the next level, you have got both legs up. Okay? Breathe in to tilt. Breathe out to lift. If it is too difficult with your legs raised, then you could keep your feet on the floor. Don't let your knees wobble. Breathe in to tilt. Breathe out to lift. Little C-shaped spine. Now with this 1 leg, we're going to do this last one. And then place that foot down. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift the other leg. Knees parallel. Arms lengthened. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out to lift back up. Breathe in to tilt. Breathe out to lift back up. The teaser. 1 leg, both legs, or no legs if you know your lower back is going to struggle, okay? Work at a level where you feel comfortable. Maybe, we'll call this level half. You can do it with 1 leg raised, but have your hands there for a little bit of support. Don't put too much effort into the wrists. Think more about the motion and the mobility and the movement coming from the pelvis, the core, the lumbar spine. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more here. Once you've completed those 2, you can allow that foot to lower, and you're going to carefully come all the way down on your back. Now, we're going to start with our legs out straight. Make sure you're comfortable. Sometimes it's really difficult, like for me, because I've had a lower back issue, it's very difficult for me to get comfortable on my back. So just jig around a little bit until you're there. Point those toes away, relax the shoulders down. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Okay. Now all we're going to do is lift one leg about 6 inches from the floor. So breathe in, breathe out, lift one leg. Point the toe away from your body. Now, you're going to breathe in and bring the toes towards you. Breathe out and point the toes away. Keeping the leg lifted and still. We are just moving through the ankle, through the foot. Breathe in, pull it in. Breathe out, pull it away. If you want to go with both legs, you can. But make sure the tummy doesn't do what we call doming, which means it doesn't round upwards. When you see these super fit people who have got like no ounce of fat on their body whatsoever, but they've got a little round tummy, that's doming. It's just where you're not focusing on drawing those core muscles in. Good, you've allowed them to push upwards rather than pull downwards. So we're going to do one more with this leg. If you've got both legs going, carry on. When you've done that, lower the leg, bring the other leg up. Breathe in, pull the toes in. Breathe out, point the toes away. Breathe in, toes come in. Breathe out, point the toe away. Shoulders down and relax. Remember, you've got the double leg option. You have to have a very strong lower back for that double leg option, okay? And if you don't find it difficult, it's because you're not doing it properly, okay? Not because it's easy, it's because you're not doing it properly. I'm not doing it properly, my tummy has just don't. So I know it's too much for me. So I just stick with that one leg, breathe out to lengthen, in to release. I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths. When you've completed those 2, you can allow that leg to lower. And then when you're ready, bend your legs for me. Find neutral spine, so you're just tilting your pelvis. You should be able to touch your fingers together underneath the lower back, okay? Shoulders down, relax. You're looking up at the ceiling. Deep, full breaths. So breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up. Right angle position. Knee above the hip. Ankle in line with the knee. We've got a right angle behind the knee. Don't let that leg get lazy. Hold and breathe. Now if you want to go further, we're going to bring up the upper body. Chin off the chest. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, push the hands down towards the floor. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, push down. If you want to go further, you can bring the other leg up as well. Keep those legs hips distance. Take a breath in, breathe out, push down. Now you could have both legs lifted but without the pulse. That is entirely up to you. You could have both legs lifted and the pulse and then take the legs to 45 degrees. That option is there. I'm going to ask you, if you've just got this one leg raised, 2 more breaths, and then you're going to gently lower everything back down, and then bring the other leg up. If you're working with both legs raised, just carry on for me, please. Strengthen through the core. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, lower back comfortable. If this is enough, stay here. Or bring up the shoulders, palms pushed down. Or both legs. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. Final option, legs 45 degrees. Working where you feel comfortable, with or without that pulse. Strengthen the core, the lumbar spine. Don't let the leg get lazy, but also don't have that leg bigger than a 90-degree angle, bigger than that right angle, yeah? Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. So I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. If you've got legs lengthened, bring them to bend. If you've got your upper body raised, lower down. If you've got both legs raised, 1 foot at a time comes down. We're coming back to the first leg. You are going to keep the leg bent at all times. I want you to imagine you've got a ball underneath your knee, and I don't want you to drop it, okay? So you've got to keep that right angle. Shoulders down, relax, breathe in, breathe out, touch the foot down, and then breathe in to bring it back in. Breathe out, touch the foot down, breathe in, bring it back in. So your leg remains bent at a right angle. This time, this is not the way to do it. We don't adjust the knee. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. If you want to go further, you can have both legs raised and alternate one leg to the other. Next level from there, bring up the upper body, the shoulders, chin off the chest. Breathe out as you lower, in as you raise. So if you're staying with just that one leg, you're going to do 2 more with this leg for me. If you've got both legs on the go, keep both legs going, okay? If you're just on that one leg, replace the foot, bring the other leg up. So always check you've got your good start position. Breathe in, breathe out, touch down. Breathe in, come back up. Breathe out, touch down. Breathe in, come back up. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and engaged. Strengthening from the core and the lumbar spine. Next level, both legs raised. 1 foot at a time. Next level, upper body raised. Chin is off the chest. Breathe out as you lower, in as you lift. Well done. So I'm going to ask you, please, for 3 more breaths. Breathing out as you lower. Keep the supporting knees still. When you've done your 3, you can allow those legs to carefully lower and lengthen out. Give yourself a nice long body stretch. Well done. So we're going to transfer over onto our side, the other side, okay? Elbow directly under the shoulder. Legs are bent. Elbow, shoulder. Raise up the rib cage so you've got that open space under the body. Fingertip at the temple, breathe in. Breathe out, rotate forward and down. Breathe in to return, open the chest. Breathe out, rotate forward and down. Breathe in to lift up. Now hip down, or if you want to work to the next level, hip is raised. Always coming back to where we start, yeah? Opening the chest. And if you're going further, you've got those legs out straight. Core muscles in place. Mind your shoulder. We don't want to overload it, so make sure you've got it in a straight line with the elbow. Breathe out as you rotate forward, in as you open. 2 more rotations, please. Working through the obliques, your waist. Strength around your shoulder. When you've done those 2, you're going to gently lower and lengthen all the way out. Straight line from the fingers all the way down to the toes. Head rests down on the arm. Hand there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift both legs up without rolling forwards or back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Kick the top leg forwards. Breathe in to return. Breathe out. Kick it backwards. Breathe in to return. As the leg moves, you've got to keep it as straight as possible. Don't let that knee bend. And then your next option, both legs go their separate ways. Breathe out, they pull away. Breathe in, they return in. Point the fingers, point the toes. Engage the core. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to return. Keeping those legs nice and straight. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. Working through the waist. That hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, you're taking it away. Maybe you can take it over. As you progress from one level to the other, you may find you have to work harder to control the movements, as smaller moves. Breathe out to kick. As long as those legs stay straight as possible, they can move as far as comfortable. I'm just going to ask you in your side kick for one more, then bring those legs together and gently lower them down. Once they're down, bend the bottom leg. Top leg, point the toes forwards, sole of the foot facing the wall. Breathe in, breathe out, lift the leg. It should be in line with your body. Breathe in, breathe out. 5. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, go the other way. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and rotate. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out, go the other way. So we're mobilizing and strengthening around the hip. Deep, full breaths. Control the movement. Up to 5 circles, changing direction each time. Hand is there for balance or not. Maybe you can take it all the way round. And I'm going to ask you for one more set of rotations in each direction. And then you can allow that leg to lower. By all means, give that hip a little bit of a rub if you need to. When you are ready, without rushing, you're going to push yourself round into a box position. Wrists and elbows underneath the shoulders. Knees under the hips. Breathe in, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. Breathe in, round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. One more time, round the spine and release. From here, I'd like you just to push yourself back into a crouched position. So we're going to be standing up. Make sure if you need to, you've got something near you to hold on to. Please don't rush because you've been on the floor for a while, okay? Now tuck the chin into the chest. Place the feet down. And then slowly, in your own time, I want you to begin rolling up through your back. Rebuild your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Head and neck. Raise last. So we find ourselves back in this upright position where we began. Lift up onto your toes. Try and make sure you're nice and balanced. And release. Try and keep your core muscles and your neutral spine in place for as much of the rest of the day as you can. Lift up onto the toes and balance and release. One more time, you're going to lift up, you're going to balance and hold. Close your eyes if you can, test that balance and release. Well done, guys. So So that's your Pilates for today. Excellent work. Tomorrow, what have we got? Hips and legs, bumps and tums, okay? So I'll be joining you again then. Have a lovely evening. The weather's grotty. Hopefully there's something good on the TV and we can just snuggle up and watch a film or something. Have a lovely evening, guys. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.